What is going on, friends? Sean Don coming back with a technical analysis, and here we have Brennan Beil back for number 3 in the season. He signed up for the monthly subscription, so you get a little discount, and you get consistent, technical, in-depth feedback like you need to progress and develop your technique and throw far and win medals and set records and whatever it is you want to do. If you're interested in technical analysis or any online coaching of your own, go to www.gripandrip.co. Or, as I've learned recently, you don't even need to type in the www dot. You can just go to gripandrip.co. Pretty simple. What is that, like 11 letters or something like that? I don't know, just off the top of my head, next account. But gripandrip.co, all right, online coaching. So let's take a look at, that's loud. Let's take a look at Brennan's most recent video he sent me. I think he said this is a 20-pound hammer in the off season. A nice little 5-turn drill. And the big thing over the past 2 videos, the first one was posture, which once again continued to look pretty decent. Chest is up, not getting pulled forward, but then the left shoulder is still kind of getting up on you, and I think it comes right in the entry. So let's break it down and see if we can get this fixed up, because it's still, I've seen this before in my own throw and other people's throw. So the wind, first wind here, facing the right a little bit, maybe face more of 0 at the very least. I think that kind of contributes to why you might have that left shoulder up so high, facing the left a little bit more, speaking from your perspective, of course. And then otherwise, throwing the 20-pound hammer is going to be heavy. It's going to drop on you to an extent, so you really need to be sturdy through the hips and the torso and the shoulders. Think about kind of doing like a front raise in the weight room, like a dumbbell front raise. You got to keep the hands up and out away from you, because otherwise you're going to see this ball drop here, which is okay on the first wind. But then you can see how it's kind of already setting up this left shoulder up. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, the winds really do kind of dictate what happens in the throw. So you can see left shoulder's up, right shoulder's down, right side's down in general. Ball's low on you. Left shoulder's up, all right? And this is just into the second wind. You adjust, you step up a little bit, face the right a little bit more. Sorry, face the left a little bit more, camera view right. And then you're going to see that ball drop again. Right elbow's down, that's fine. But then you're going to see hands, it looks like you can see they're kind of turned counterclockwise. Or sorry, that would be clockwise from your perspective. Camera view counterclockwise. You can see the hands, if you think about the thumbs, if they're pointing straight up, they are turned towards like what would be 2 o'clock from your perspective. So when that happens, you're going to see this left side go up, right side go down, and that left side is going to stay up. And once again, I'm talking from your perspective. This left side is your perspective. All right, so you need to keep this left side, your left side, down. Okay, because you can see the ball drop, left side's up real high, and then you're going to see what happens here is legs, they're trying to engage. We can see the hip shift back. Most of this is coming from the left leg pushing back, coming off that heel. Like, this isn't a terrible position, but I still think if your hands were turned to the left, counterclockwise towards, instead of 2 o'clock, maybe towards like 10 o'clock or maybe 11 o'clock, or at the very least neutral, but I think to the left would help a little bit. Help you feel a little bit more tension of keeping that left side down, keeping that right side more on top of the throw, whereas you see as you go through single support, you're going to see, like I said, same sort of greater than sign, where the left shoulder is higher than the right, left hip is lower than the right. Okay, you want this to be kind of on the same plane, so you need this left side to be down, left shoulder to be down, to match the plane of the hips. You catch, you can see the left side is up, you can see the tension up there. There's going to be a lot of space through the torso. And then from there, it's not as noticeable as it was in the previous video where this left side was going real crazy, but it's still being set up kind of, not inappropriately, but it's being set up less than optimal, I suppose. And then since this left shoulder is up, you're going to be kind of heavy back on the right, but without much tension coming from the right leg, because this left leg is kind of pulling up and back, and it's tight, and the left leg straightening out. And you're back over the right, which is good, but this right leg is just a little bit behind. You're going to see you don't quite keep that tension on the right. You get pulled around the left. Hips are back away from the hammer. That's the big thing. Hips need to go up into it. Then you're going to kind of see the same thing here. Left shoulder up high, left hip down low. All right, get this left shoulder on the same plane as this left hip. Coming through. Left side, you can see a little bit of tension up there. You can see the left leg start to open up a little bit more. You can see the right leg a little bit more behind. Hips are trying to get up into it. You can see more of a better torso angle here, or I should say hip and torso angle. Still getting pulled around the left. Like I said, the system, like I've said before, the system is kind of set in motion already, so it's going to be hard to kind of work out of it. But you can start to see, you get this right hip underneath you a little bit more there, but then you can still see that little slight tilt in the hands clockwise towards like 1 or 2 o'clock. If 12 o'clock was up here, 6 o'clock was down there. 2D plane. All right, it's hard to tell with this 2D video. But yeah, turn the hands towards the left more. So spiral the hands towards the left, towards 90. Turn them, rotate them, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever, towards 90, okay? If that makes sense. If you have any questions, obviously ask me, of course. But you can start to see the hips get up into it more. This is really good. This is good. Hips getting up more. Still getting pulled around a bit, but it is the way it is. And then you still land with the hips a little bit back behind you, and I think this is because the hips aren't totally underneath you. You can see the left knee is a little bit too stiff. Put that foot down, almost flat-footed. Hips not quite underneath you. You need to think hips should be directly underneath you at this point. This left shoulder should be back over this left hip. And then you can start to see, instead of like this right foot landing and keeping you real stable here, you're going to see yourself shift back just a little bit. And you see this left leg real straight, and you pull out away from the hammer. Funky kind of finish there. But yeah, so, and to be fair, so yes, in the turns, things are looking a little bit better with that left shoulder, but it needs to improve more. Like I said, think about turning the hands to the left. Think about like Kid Boy Johnson, but maybe not quite that extreme. But that might help you out a little bit. But otherwise, it just comes down to the winds and the entry. So hands up and out, ball a little bit flatter. Keep the ball up and out away from the body. And then, like I said, make sure you can really overemphasize it as well, where you can really think about hands up, like almost, I used to say chest height, but to make a noticeable change like this, you're going to have to overemphasize it. You're going to have to think like hands up at like shoulder level. And then, like I said, turn those hands as the hands, excuse me, morning coffee's getting to me. But as you go through entry, you can see the hands facing 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the thumbs pointing to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You need to rotate them as the ball goes through 0, turn them to the left, and then I think that'll set that left side down a little bit more and just make everything a lot easier. And then from there, it's just a matter of feeling that right leg, right hip, working with the ball. Because at this point, it looks like you're trying to do that, but then the left side is still just kind of dominant, and you're trying to catch up with it and trying to catch up with it as each turn goes on. And I really like the 5 turns for that reason, but you need to get that right side into it sooner. All right, so minor improvements, but you know, change in the hammer throw takes time. It's not going to be like an overnight kind of evolution. So keep up the good work, and I think you just sent me a video on Instagram too, so I'll take a look at that and let you know what I think. But yeah, so this is improving, but you gotta do it more. All right, keep working on it. Spiral those hands, get that right hip connected, and it'll come. All right, 20-pound off season is going to be tough, so there's a lot of time to work through these things and figure it out. So all right, let me know if you have any questions, Brennan. If anybody else out there would like technical analysis, go to gripandrip.co and sign up. Any other online coaching services, programming, lifting, whatever it is, hit me up. All right. Until next time, thank you for watching. Sean Don signing off.